Welcome to KRP News. I'm your host, Isla Def Anerkirk, and I obviously got some news for you today. Well, remember the day where money was falling out of the sky like 2 months ago? Well,
hello, Isla Def, and this week looks a little on the hot side.
What? We practice this every day, Anad. Every day. You wait until I say, now here's an ad with the weather report. It's not that hard. It's in the script, dude. Actually, that's my summary of today's visit. Provider, Michelle M. Barr, MD, Medford Pediatrics. Can you not read?
No.
And why's that?
Because I'm illiterate. But it looks like it's going to be a very hot one this week. Like I was saying earlier until I got rudely interrupted. Tuesday looks like it's going to be a scorching hot 110 degrees. But that's okay because Wednesday is going to be 113. So it's not that bad as it seems. Today, however, we're going to cool down to a mere, I want to say 91. Oh yeah, it's right here. It should be right here, right? Friday, I think we're on. Friday, it's gonna be a scorching hot 1,110 degrees. And Saturday, we're gonna cool down again to a mere, wait for it, 93 degrees. Jeez, don't you wish it were October again, where we got like 1 to 6 inch rainfalls on a weekly basis? Because I sure do. So sorry to interrupt Anad, but it looks like we have breaking news. I just got back from one of our workers that our country is filthy rich. Care to talk about that, Elias?
Hey, as you may know, Kuwait is one of the most richest and most progressive countries. When vast petroleum oil was found underneath the deserts, like this one. Give me a second. Make sure to cut that out. We immediately turned deserts just like this one into instant money makers.
Are you sure that's pure oil?
Dude. Yeah, pure pure oil.
Yeah, vegetable oil.
I know, but you know what? I should just. Anyway, back to you, Isla Def.
Thanks, Elias, for not screwing it up like Anad did.
Are you serious?
Well, as you may know, this month is where we gained our own independence. Woo! It is called KIM, Kuwait Independence Month. And we're going to see how people celebrated their KIM. And I interviewed some people, and they had some really good or stupid things to say about KIM. Let's take a listen.
What are you doing for KIM?
I'm hanging out with some friends.
What are you doing for KIM?
Nothing.
What are you doing on KIM?
I'm hanging out with my family.
What are you doing on KIM?
What's that?
Well, those were some wonderful responses, don't you think? And now for a moment of silence for KIM. Vader! Some of you ignorant people think that KIM is a time to turn up.
Sir, you can't say that on the news.
But really, it's a time where we acknowledge Kuwait's independence, like in general, because that's what it's all about. Anyway, roll the clip. Kuwait became an independent country after the end of the British Protectorate on June 19th, 1961, and the Sheikh Abdullah al-Salam al-Sabah became an emir, which is a ruler. Under the terms of the newly drafted constitution, Kuwait held its first parliamentary elections in 1963.
The British Protectorate was the first time during the Commonwealth when England, Ireland, and Scotland were governed by a Lord Protector. Along with their freedom, their flag also is a sign of independence. The colors on the Kuwait flag represent Arab unity and independence and are used in the flags of many countries in the region. The green stripe represents the fertility of Arab nations, and the black represents the defeat of enemies. The red stands for the blood of the defeated enemy, and white symbolizes honor and purity? As for the challenges Kuwait has faced since achieving independence, will crash in the stock market. In the early 1980s, Kuwait experienced a major economic crisis after the Sukalmanak stock market crash and decrease in oil price.
Wow, that was such a snooze fest. And now some daily news. Before I start rolling the clips, there won't be any jokes about this subject because it's terrorism is obviously a bad thing and stuff. Yeah, just keep that in mind. No lighthearted jokes and stuff. This is serious business. Starting now. Roll the clip.
The most remarkable thing about Mwazi, or Jihadi John, the world's most wanted man, is just how ordinary he is. 6 years after his high school graduation, Mwazi went from an innocent teenager to a murderer who did multiple beheadings on people. Not only that, but he also did a broadcast to the world and propaganda videos just for the Islamic State. When Mwazi was 6 years old, his family moved to London. And he played football at school. Mwazi did well enough at his A-levels to gain a place on the computer programming course at the University of Westminster in 2006. The university has been asked questions about the links between its student union and extremists. Sources say that the university that Mwazi attended had something to do with his behavior today.
Okay, that was KRP News signing off. See you tomorrow at the same place and same time.
Not the same place, sir. I think this is the last show before we cancel. It's getting bad reviews and there aren't many people watching except for our relatives and...
So, see you next time.
Or see you never because we're not going to be on.
Dude, why do you always gotta be the Debbie Downer?